Like it sounds like these guys aren't going down there to build businesses. Are they buying apartment buildings and putting up a lot of these, skyscrapers and whatnot? Like is that I feel like Prince right now. That's the type of question he asks. You don't think that they're going down there to do that?
Brother, if they were, you'd see it.
Jason Black is one of the creators that I have a great deal of respect for. Often there are times where we can agree with part of someone's message while disagreeing with a different part of it. In his latest broadcast, he paints the picture that passport bros are guys who are socially awkward, don't have the social skills to succeed in the American dating market, and are risking their lives overseas, particularly in South America, instead of trying to succeed in the American dating market. But it is here where he holds passport bros to an economic level of success overseas that leads us to a very simple question. Is Black American success in America so great that there is no reason at all for Black people to ever consider leaving America?
There would be a part of town that it would be passport bro town, if that's what it was, because that's what people do when they immigrate to a place as a group.
She found a location that had a very cheap rent. We started pricing refrigerators, counters, tables, chairs. Luckily for me, I'm pretty, let's say thrifty, and I saved the majority of my money.
You got Chinatown, Koreatown, Mexican town, German town, Greek town, you name it. So if these were a bunch of American immigrants, they would have an America town down there.
I was making really good money out in Iraq and Afghanistan, and I saved the majority of it. So a lot of it was just sitting in my account. So when I started looking at the numbers, cost of food, cost of chicken, the rent, what they pay for employees out here, it was really affordable going for the shower.
They have an Americana town down there. And you do see these in certain places around the world, in Japan, South Africa. You have these places where Mexico. You have these places where Americans, but these are white men.
Is that a sweet potato pie?
Yes, it is.
Uh-oh.
So my name is Kyle Sexton. I'm from York, Pennsylvania. I lived in America for 27 years, but I've been in Japan for 35 years. While living in Manhattan, I got obsessed with Japanese culture, so my dream was just to move here. I own this American bakery called Kyle's Good Finds.
Yeah.
Now, when white men go to a place, wherever the white dude is, there's going to be other white dudes who get with him, and next thing you know, they got their little enclave. So if these fellas were actually doing that, that's what you would expect to see.
This here is Brandon, the owner of Culture.
All right. Guys, and I'd like to thank Brother Brandon, Culture Restaurant and Lounge. A wonderful and blessed establishment.
They down there in groups, and the only thing getting discussed is running through prostitutes. They're not investing in anything. They're not building anything. They have no substantial resources of any kind. One guy has an apartment. Another guy might have a condo. None of them, if they had that, the local businesses, the local media, first of all, they would run them out.
What many people, including Jason Black, have to acknowledge is that for many men, they are not able to see the entrepreneurial spirit that's available to them outside of America until they leave America. Sometimes it's the experience itself, getting away from the pressures of America, the difficulties in the dating market, having to worry about being quote unquote socially awkward and having game. And then, of course, the biggest obstacle, access to capital. For many Black men going overseas, it is the experience itself that opens their eyes to the business possibilities available to them. And then there's the other question. Are the Black Americans remaining home in America, building the great Black utopia that warrants Black men staying home over looking for other opportunities overseas? Per the Brookings Institute, who is driving Black business growth? Insights from the latest data on Black-owned businesses. In 2020, Black people represented 14.2% of all Americans, but only 2.4% of all employer firm owners. Latino or Hispanic people represented 18.7% of the population and 6.5% of employee firm owners, while Asian Americans represented 6% of the population and 10.6% of employer firm owners. More so than other racial groups, Black-owned businesses had pronounced increases in revenue, employees, and payroll. In 2020, Black business owners employed 1.321 million people and created 48,549 new jobs, adding an additional 1.7 billion in aggregate payroll to the United States economy. If black business ownership continues to grow at its current rate, 4.72%, it will take 256 years to reach parity with the share of black people in America, a timeline that leaves racial wealth gaps entrenched. Reaching parity in 15 years would take a 74.4% growth rate, in 25 years a 44.6% growth rate, and in 50 years a 22.3% growth rate. I only bring up these stats to remind people who might agree with Jason Black that black men overseas aren't building businesses. In response to that, I would say that black men overseas building businesses are running into the same issues that black people are running into building businesses in America. For the great proportion of us, we are building businesses from scratch with money out of our own pockets. To hold business builders and owners overseas to a standard higher than those building businesses in the richest country in the world is at the very least unfair, if not raising a standard that simply does not exist in America in the first place. Were there to be an independent black enclave, we could say that this is a possible comparison. But this black enclave of black business independent of America does not yet exist. Outside of this black Wakanda that is yet to exist either overseas or back in America, there's another issue. For those that are saying they're worried of men going to Colombia where several expats met an unfortunate ending, the question becomes, if it's so dangerous, why are guys still willing to chance the danger? And what is it exactly that they are walking away from?
Some of you guys have gotten older in life and you are just going to be easy pickings because you never really got yourselves together socially or mentally to prepare yourself and just be like, hey, I'm not going to be an easy mark. Now you've gotten older and you don't have the youthful resources you used to have. So now at this point now you just like, hey, I'm a walking ATM.
Men do some shit. Man, women stand up for they stand up from all mountains of the earth. They stand up. Oh, why would he do this? Why would he do it? But we ain't heard nothing about what happened to Pat Poose. We don't hear about that.
Oh, don't worry. I'm from America. I'm from Tennessee. Some fellas from Tennessee went down there to Colombia.
Ain't nobody standing up for Pat Poose saying, oh man, we sorry that shit happened to you. Shouta did you dirty. We ain't hearing none of that shit, my nigga. We ain't hearing none of that shit. Because ain't nobody trying to stand up. And they talking about the black woman is the most unprotected person on the earth when dying daily. Is dying daily. Is dying daily, my fuck that shit, my.
Some fellas from Tennessee went down to Colombia to roll the dice.
I'm standing up for the black woman and I'm standing up for the black man. That's what I'm doing. I don't give a fuck about the shit we talking about. And I love some of my. I'll be on y'all little dumb podcast. Just wanna need to do this. Need to do this. Y'all need to do this for your woman. Man, you trying to get man you. That you maybe all your life you dealt with great women. All your life you dealt with great women. I'm happy for you. But I know some real evil motherfucking women.
Meanwhile, over here in Georgia, they throwing it day and night. Over here in Georgia, you got professional females paying bills over here in Georgia. And you trying to get yourself down there to Colombia. See if we can do something slick.
I know some real evil women. I done been an evil man before. So guess what? I have to stand up for both. I done been a nigga before. I done been a whole for real. I done been a whole to women. You know what I'm saying? So I already know that it's bad out there. But I already know that it's bad women out there because some women have been over. They done me all the way over, inside out.
It is very possible that some supporters of Jason Black will take aim at my channel and seek to either discredit me or my position. But what we must admit in 2024 is that we are in an environment that is not the environment of the 1970s, 1980s, or even the 1990s. Many of our core principles that we grew up with, some as simple as placing value on the importance of marriage, looking down on out-of-wedlock intimacy, having children outside of marriage, or even the stigma of body counts, are all standards that have long fell by the wayside while we still speak of social awkwardness and game. As someone who supports 95% of what Jason Black stands for, I have to remind anyone that follows me or my channel that our life experiences shape our outlook. And often, an outlook can only be as big as the experiences that we have seen. When we limit those experiences to a country, a state, or even a city, we leave a large portion of the picture left on the table. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, guys.